everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Weal or Woe, our TTRPG review show. This week we are finishing our Cozy Games segment. Last week we reviewed three amazing cozy games, and we picked our favorite to play, and that was Mausritter. So my wonderful guest barkeeps, Amber and Cass, are going to be playing little mouse knights as we go on an epic adventure. So please join us as we start the game and we do a little test play. Woo! All right, y'all ready to play a game?
Let's go.
All right, so let's dive right in. As you both walk up, you enter a cave. The plip, plip of residual moisture is what you hear first. It's very dark and hard to see here, but you know where this place is. This is the cheese aging cave. And you were pointed in this direction by your friend Grace, who is a kitchen forager, and she noted some strange activity happening in this cave, specifically regarding a wheel of Fontina cheese. It's an enormous cave, and you know why. It's because it's where you age all of the best cheeses for all of the festivals coming up. And this particular wheel of Fontina is important because it just so happens to be the one that's being used for the current festival in a few days. The atmosphere is dank and dark here, and again, it is very difficult to see, so that moving shadow might be just a wheel of cheese adjusting itself, or it could be something else. What do you guys do?
Oh dear. I'm gonna go investigate the shadow.
This is the part where I say roll perception, but it's not the game we're playing. Okay.
What do we roll instead?
Well, let's see.
Make a will save.
Yeah, basically, make a will save. Let's. As a mouse, I think your sharp ears pick up something, a little like what sounds like scritch against the walls. But I actually, hold on, I'm reading the rules because still new to Mausritter. Mm-hmm. Being a mouse knight is hard, everyone. Because I think I actually have to roll perception to see if you perceive, if I'm correct.
Ooh.
Okay. The first thing I read is, dice are dangerous. Clever plans don't need rolls. Well, good luck.
And maybe I should have picked a different birth sign.
Oh boy.
It's having to roll reckless, so let's go.
You're just gonna go check that out. Oh Lord. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll, and we're gonna see what you see. Yeah, there's nothing. It just seems like a wheel of cheese adjusting itself.
Must have been the wind.
Well, hold on. Let me just... Maybe there's something we can do. I have... So, my little mouse, Bay Tunneler, has a litany of torches in their inventory. If I light a torch, will it allow Cass's character to try again?
Yes, it will, because you'll be able to see what's going on in the cave. So you take your time to light a torch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as soon as the light pops up, Cass, let me see. Let me see what I roll for this. Oh gosh.
Yeah. I just realized I haven't even. My little guy's name is Jasper.
Yay.
Yeah, you guys haven't described yourselves. Whoops.
Hello.
We'll go back and do that in a minute.
It's okay. We started in media res. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, so the way this works is that it's actually very roleplay heavy. So I'm going to be leaning on you guys for a lot of the roleplay. Yes, absolutely. I have to roll luck. That's the roll I have to do. All right, where's my luck roll?
Is it Bay or B? Sorry, I have forgotten.
Bay or B for what?
Bay,
Fellow mouse
like as in
Bay.
yes, BAY, as in like
BAY.
Chesapeake.
Oh, cute.
Adorable.
Thanks, Mausritter.com/mouse for the generator.
That's what it is. Okay, so these are for events that have an unpredictable outcome and is outside the remit of a strength, dex, or will save. It's a d6, not a d8. Whoops. I thought it was a d6 at first, too. Okay. So you light the torch. We're going to go back to that. You're going to light the torch. And... okay. You see nothing. Except yourselves. And we'll take this time for you guys to describe yourselves. See what I did there?
Excellent transition.
So I'm playing Bay Tunneler. Bay Tunneler is the sewer guide mouse from in our humble little abode. They are the moustest with the mostest when it comes to knowing everything about the intricate tunnels and paths and ways that mice can get around where we live. Bay has long droopy ears that kind of sit lower to their shoulders so that they can hear all of the rustling and potential dangers at their feet. They have a short stubby tail that's as pink as their little hands and feet, but the rest of their coat is like a nice chocolate brindle color that actually helps them blend in a little bit more into like the darker crevices of wherever we're traveling. She wears kind of average light clothing for a little mouse, nothing too wild and crazy, because of course anything that goes to the sewers is going to get dirty really easily, so probably a lot of dark colors as well. But yeah, that is... They're very worrying just in general about the people that they're trusted, or the mice they're trusted to guide, so they instantly knew that it was time to light the torch and at least illuminate the space around us so that we could see a little bit.
Oh, I love that. All right. And?
I am playing Jasper Catrising, a little trap thief who is something of an adrenaline junkie. He is a blue-coated mouse, very, very small. A little too small, even, was the runt of the litter.
Oh, no.
And he has brown marbling in his fur and these really piercing, almost rat-like jet black eyes. And he's got the little pink nose and little white paws. And he has this miraculous ability to come out almost unscathed from the worst situations. When he was very, very small, he almost got caught by a cat. And because he was so small, he could just kind of zip out. And he's been chasing that high ever since.
Oh. The problem of, wow, I did it. And now you're stuck that way.
So now he spends his free time trying really hard and often succeeding, but not always, in stealing the cheese from traps without triggering them.
Oh boy.
Adorable.
He's just a little guy.
That is adorable. So that is what you see once you turn the wonderful torch on. That's what you see when you turn the torch on.
I love that this game is essentially just a little guy simulator.
Yep, just a little guy.
And you're encouraged to be just a little guy. I love it.
Yes, everything around you is huge, including the cave. There is nothing around you. Everything seems to look normal except for, what sounds like the chirping of crickets in the distance. You see a few mushrooms that are growing from the cave walls, but not on the cheese, obviously. That's not how we age cheese in this house. So,
is there a path or anything that we should look for? Like, do we know where we're headed?
Okay, so I think for you, I'm trying to remember how the rolls work, because you don't roll for everything. You only roll for specific things. So I know what I'm gonna do. I want you to roll me a will save. And we're gonna see if you know what you know about the cheese cave.
Okay, roll a d20. Well, I rolled a 3.
I believe it has to match your stat, right? Is that correct?
If the result is less than or equal to the relevant attribute, you succeed.
Okay. Is it less than or equal to?
System. It is less than. My will is 8.
Okay. So you remember that this is just the outer layer of the cheese aging cave. If you go deeper in, you'll find the door that takes you to where the fine cheeses are, which is where the fontina is kept.
Well, did you find anything?
Nothing here right now, but we are supposed to go in a little bit deeper, probably. It's a little wet in here for cheese storage. Sticky cheese, not for the faint of heart, not my favorite.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, it's fine every once in a while.
It's edible, but, it sticks to everything, and then I can't pick it up very easily. Quickness is the name of the game.
Oh, for sure.
All right. You're the tour guide. You want to lead the way here?
Yeah, absolutely. We can, yep.
So Bay kind of swooshes their torch ahead of them to see if if illuminating towards the entrance will help bring anything else to light, literally. And then I think also,
Actually, Jasper, could you do me a huge favor so we don't get lost?
Bay is going to pull out a little spool of thread and hand it to Jasper.
Could you, run this behind you as we go so that if we get lost and turned around, we can follow the thread?
That's so smart, actually. Hang on. And I'm going to pull out my little needle spear that I have. I'm going to put it through the thing on the thread.
It's amazing.
The end so that we can just
I love this game so much.
This is so wholesome.
Ariadne.
Yes. I was like, a Minotaur's maze, anyone?
No. It's even red.
Yes.
All right. And now we're prepared in case of an attack, too. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's sally forth.
And
As you flash the torch in front of you, you see the door. Not too far off. It's a straight shot. It's not difficult. Mice are very logical creatures. They need to get somewhere. They need to get somewhere easily. They are going to make it a straight shot. unless they're deliberately trying to mislead. Which, this is a cheese cave, they're not. You're just trying to get food.
Security. I don't know.
All right. So,
Well, you have no reason to believe that anything in Stumpsville would be unsecure. It's a very safe-ish place, barring the occasional, person or cat that mice are always have to be aware of.
It's always so creepy in here.
a little stinky too, but I wonder if that's because of just all the cheese that's being kept in here.
It's not a bad stink, but you're right, it is really strong. Do you see the cheese anywhere?
Do I see the cheese anywhere? Like if I swoosh the
You don't see the
torch
cheese
in
anywhere,
front of
but
me?
you also haven't gone through the door yet.
Oh,
You just walked up
I
to
thought-
the door. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
no one
I
said open the door.
you're right.
D&D,
You're
everyone.
right.
You can tell
Damn.
we're all D&D based, where it's like, wait, we have to open the door? What? But yes, you were walking up to the door. No one specifically mentioned that they were trying to open the door.
Yeah, I think Bay is going to take the initiative and try to open the door and turn the handle to push open her.
Okay. So something's gonna happen here. Give me just a moment. I gotta roll for it.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh no. It's a trap.
Okay. So as you go to open the door, this is going to be very interesting. A little glow catches your eye, and you see a circle of mushrooms just beside the door with a tiny mouse inside. And the little mouse looks at you and says, "Help me, please! You've got to help me!"
Is the globe on anything, or is it on the ground?
It seems to be coming from a circle of mushrooms that are around the mouse, like a little bit of a cage.
So it's just, oh my goodness.
Oh no.
So like a fairy ring almost.
Yes, it's very much a fairy ring style circle of mushrooms.
Okay.
Oh, well. Hey, that's an extra set of hands that can help us if we can save that mouse. Do you mind if we take a quick detour?
Say no more. The spool of thread on the ground, needle in hand. Let's go slash some mushrooms.
The tiny mouse reaches out and says, "You have to come into the circle. You have to come in. Otherwise, I won't be able to get out."
Wait a second. How do we know that you're not trying to trap us in the circle?
The mouse repeats, "Help me get out, please."
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go into the
You're gonna go in the circle. Okay, well,
Every player instinct I have says don't do it, but this is not that character.
this is amazing. All right, so you step into the circle, and I would like you to roll a will save for me, please.
I would like to think a sewer guide has street smarts. And it's just actually, wait a second.
Well, did you try to stop our little reckless rat or little reckless mouse? Sorry, alliteration was too good.
I know. It might have been too quick for me to have a say.
Okay, all right.
I failed.
Wait. What was the number that you rolled so I can decide how bad you failed?
I rolled a 12. My will is an 8.
Oh, cool. So you are complete. Your face goes blank as the hallucinogenic mushrooms take hold, and you are incapacitated for the moment. And the little mouse disappears. This was very obviously a trap.
Yeah.
Looks like the mice had some security after all.
Well, dang it. Now I gotta get you out of here.
So can you describe like what the trap is now?
So it's essentially a fairy ring made up of mushrooms that seem to be glowing. And what you saw on the inside was a projection of a little mouse asking you for help and asking you to come into the circle. It's not that there's anything physical happening within the trap. It's just that they're being held fast by an illusion, basically by magic. This is a magical trap. And I think that just to add a little flavor to this, my sweet little mouse in the trap, the image that you start seeing as you're trapped in this illusory space is that moment when you escape the cat. So you're experiencing that adrenaline rush over and over and over again.
This action will have consequences.
So what do you do?
I'm vibrating.
Oh, I know you're vibrating. You're high as a kite.
Okay. My whole job is to make sure people don't get into traps. Heck. Okay.
Bay is going to take the torch and see if they can light the mushrooms on fire.
Okay. Go ahead
At first.
for this. I want you to roll me a dex.
A dex? Okay. And that's a d20 and then I take the...
If it's less than or equal to the stat, then you succeed. If it's more than, you fail.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Well, the first challenge was find a d20 in this bag. Oh, okay. Yeah, I massively failed this. I rolled a 17 and was supposed to get an 8 or below.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah. You try to light the mushrooms on fire and the mushrooms don't catch.
That's right. Yeah, they're magic mushrooms. Of course they wouldn't catch fire like normal. Okay. Right. All right. What if...
And I have a little... I have like a little dagger.
Okay.
That I've been using just to to defend anybody in the sewer. And so I want to see if I can stab through one of the mushrooms and see if that might stop the projection at least, if it's
how much damage does your dagger do?
It's a light weapon. How do I find that?
Should be in the index somewhere.
Oh, d6.
D6. So go ahead and roll a D6 for me.
A 4.
Okay. So you try to hack at these mushrooms, and one of them, you manage to cut through one of them and create a little hole in this fairy ring. Kind of like the little hole, a hole in a circle of salt, but with a fairy ring.
Okay, great. So
Yeah. So you've got an opening.
Jasper, can you try to come through here?
Huh?
Can you try to make it through this hole?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I can try.
So I want you to roll one more will save for me, Jasper.
6.
Woo! All right, you have managed to dispel you have managed to break free of the illusory hold these mushrooms have on you, and you can move freely towards Bay if you wish.
I'm gonna, if I had pupils, they would be taking up my whole eyes, but I do not. So.
Oh my god. The first thing, right out of the gate, Jasper gets high. Welcome to Mausritter, everyone. The cozy game. I just think it's funny. The cozy game where you get high.
Hey, that's cozy to me.
It's cozy
Magic
to me
mushrooms. All
We
right.
should go on a picnic. There's cheese everywhere. We should have some cheese.
You both find yourselves out of the trap. You've circumvented the trap and you're back in front of the door.
Are you okay, Jasper? I'm so sorry.
What a rush.
Do you need like a break? Do you need a rest or something?
Nah, let's go. Let's go as fast as we can, as far as we can.
Okay,
If that's the way we got in here, this is great.
yeah.
Assume it is. So
Let's go. Threat again.
awesome. Yeah. Bay is going to try to open the door again and see what happens.
Okay, so you open the door. Nothing happens, thankfully. When you open the door, that is. But once the door is open and you look inside, that's when you see where the problem is. As a horde of giant rats look up and spot you. What do you do?
Charge!
I think this time before Jasper can charge in, I slam the door shut.
You hear a lot of angry yells behind you. The door is only gonna save you for so long. So,
We probably took a wrong turn somewhere, and we're only at the beginning. There's a heck ton of rats behind that door, and that's not good. Not good. Is there another?
Bay looks around to see if there's another door.
there's another door. Okay, let me. There is no other door in this chamber. You have one more. You see what looks like a tunnel, but you don't. But if you want to know where that tunnel leads, I'm going to ask for a will save, or will roll.
I would love to know where that tunnel leads.
Okay.
Let's go. I passed. I rolled a 7 on a 9.
Okay, great. So you know that tunnel is, for all intents and purposes, the tunnel that leads to the other cheese vaults that you have within this sort of cheese aging cave. You're not sure. I don't think you're 100% certain if there's a back way in to the particular vault with all the rats in it. But you do know that this is an alternative way to get to the cheese vaults rather than the direct route.
Okay, Jasper, you're good-ish at making quick decisions. Should we go down the potential long way through this tunnel to get to the cheese, or do we go through all the rats and it's a more direct way?
Are we on a time crunch here? Above table.
As actually, you have 3 days until the festival, but with the rats here, now that you know that there are rats here, you're going to be out of cheese before the festival even happens. So the best,
Heck.
you have to do something about these guys. Something's got to be done. What that thing is up to you. But otherwise, there's no cheese for the festival. Children will cry. They will be disappointed. It will be terrible.
Not the children.
Think of the children.
So when you say horde, are we talking like 5 or are we talking like 30?
No, it's not. When I say horde, I say that to be dramatic because I'm a dramatic person. There's really only the ones you saw was like I'd say it's more like a gang. It's like 4 rats that you saw.
Okay.
Well, at the moment, everybody in that room is 3 times my size.
Yep.
As you say this, the door thunks as they're trying to like open the door.
I have one needle. And I think I could probably take 2 of them, but I don't know about you.
I have a dagger and some fire.
Okay, and we don't want to melt the cheese. So if we take the long way, maybe we'll find some other things that we could pick up. And like 2 needle?
2 needle fighting. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe we could sacrifice a wheel of cheese and just drop it on them or something. I don't know. I'm all good for fighting if you're all good for fighting. But you seem like you've been a more careful person, Merson?
Mercy.
I love this so much.
And I have been told I make very bad decisions under pressure.
That's
So
valid.
let's go against my gut and go into the tunnel.
Okay. All right.
Into the tunnels we go.
Alrighty.
So I take the torch in my mouth and I scurry into the tunnel.
So while you're
a little thread backpack.
So I want you to roll me a will save, Bay. Or not a will save. I keep saying will save because I keep thinking of another will save from another game. God, we'll check again to determine like how well you know what you know about these tunnels, basically.
I know fuck all. I rolled a 20.
Cool, you have no idea where you're going. Congrats on a natural 20, though. It's too bad it's useless in this game.
I know.
Natural 1.
The one game where you want a natural 1. But okay, so basically, you know nothing about where these tunnels are leading. So when you decide, like, you're in the main tunnel, like this is the main kind of thoroughfare, once you choose a side tunnel to go into, I'm going to roll at random, and that will be where you end up.
Yeah.
I know about sewers. I don't know about cheese tunnels. These are entirely different subject matter.
I would help, but I'm more about the thrill of the chase, not so much the thrill of the let's raid the storage closet. It's a lot less fun.
Yeah.
I will point out that mice do have a sense of smell. So
That's true.
Dang.
you could use your sense of smell.
I'm so D&D coded that I forgot about like other senses.
Yes. I know. This is why we do this, so that we can break out of that mold and discover other skills and tricks. I want to say it's going to be strength or dex if you're going to roll to smell, but I have to find my guide that tells me what things do. All right, so since it's not directly related to senses, if you want to use your sense of smell, I'm going to say roll strength, and since that has to do with your physicality, Dex is more related to movement.
Right.
So if you'd like to use that ability to choose a tunnel, you can.
Hey, Cass, do you want to roll for me?
Oh my god! You can both do it if you want, and have a debate about like what you're smelling.
Sorry, what was this check one more time?
Strength. You're just rolling strength because it has to do with your physicality. That's my ruling on smell, basically.
I passed.
Great. So, Faye, what did you roll?
I rolled a
Fail?
14. Yeah, I rolled a 14 on 8.
Cool. So everything smells the same to you. Nothing smells different or anything like that. And then Cass, you passed, right? So, alrighty, you can smell just the faintest scent of the Wheel of Fontina. It's very faint, but it seems to be coming forward and to the left at the moment.
Hang left.
All right. I'll trust your nose. Nose goes.
Nose goes.
And then,
All right, and then your little torch like lights the space as you as you run on by.
Are the rats following us?
You can hear them behind you. If you hadn't left when you did and ducked into the tunnel, you actually would have dealt with them head on because they burst to the door shortly after you guys dove into the tunnel. And you can hear them trying to figure out where you went. And as you're making this left, you can hear them say, I think they went through the tunnel, and begin to give chase.
Oh no. Heck.
Okay, so now that we're in a big open area, is there like a way to block off our exit?
Well, if you went, you went forward and to the left, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you are there, you actually pop out into a giant chamber filled to the brim with every wheel of cheese you can imagine in varying sizes, shapes, and not all of them are wheels. Some of them are cubes. Some of them are blocks of cheese. This is a cheese storehouse. Once you pop through that entrance, you don't see anything you could necessarily use to block the door other than cheese. Because that's what's in this room. It's purely cheese.
Let's find some Parmesan quickly.
That sounds great. That sounds tasty.
I know, right? But we gotta use it to block the door. Give us a few minutes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Some of these pieces of cheese are enormous, far larger than a mouse. And you could tell like several mice had to move some of these pieces of cheese.
Can we find like a wedge of Parmesan or something big? Yeah. That we can actually like drag though.
It's gonna be. I've never actually asked somebody to roll for Parmesan before, but apparently you're rolling for Parmesan. So do me a favor and roll a strength to see if you can scroll out a wedge of Parmesan.
That's a 13 on a 12.
No,
oh, no.
You're off by 1.
I'll try. Wait, you said strength?
Yeah, strength.
Okay. Bay got it. A 3 on 8.
Okay, great. So you are immediately, Jasper's immediately overwhelmed by all of the cheese before him. You can hear a choir of angels singing as you've entered the cheese treasure trove. And whereas Bay, who is more practical and grounded, went, all right, we got to find some Parmesan to block the door, and immediately is able to sniff out the Parmesan.
Excellent. So,
All right. I found it. Okay. I just have to get my nose attuned to the scent of these tunnels.
It was very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just so much cheese.
The wedge of Parmesan, by the way, is about 2 times your size. It is going to take both of you to carry it to block the door.
Jasper, do you think you can help me pick this up?
I'm so strong, actually. Yes.
you're the big rat from Ratatouille, like at the end of the movie, the big guy.
Oh my god, the big...
Yeah, but he's like, teeny tiny. We could make a cheese harness out of the thread.
Oh, like tie it
We
to
just
you?
pull it.
Oh, that's so smart. Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. Yeah, let's pull it.
Roll to thread.
Actually, for this one, you don't have to roll. I'll let you guys just build you guys can take your time to build a cheese harness.
Just pull the cheese.
As long as you know how, like if you know how to work with your thread, I think that it's safe to say you can go ahead and build a cheese harness.
I've probably built a cheese harness to get it out of traps before.
So there you go.
This is so much harder to do on sticky cheese, though. The thread just goes right through.
I mean, luckily Parmesan isn't that sticky. It's like a harder cheese. Yeah.
So let's go.
Just imagining these 2 mice dragging this Parmesan in front of the door.
Red string of Parmesan.
I'm gonna roll a little something while you guys are working on this cheese harness project.
Like I would never dream of doing this to Brie, you know?
No.
But just smoked Gouda. I've had it work on that before.
Or a manchego, like a nice manchego.
So
Saggio.
as you drag the cheese in front of the door, you can hear the rats in the distance. They're getting closer, but they haven't yet caught up to you. So,
All right. Oh my god. Bay. You said you had extra torches this time around, right?
Yeah, I have two other torches.
Okay. Can I use one and you use one and we can melt the edges so it's a little bit harder to get through?
Oh, that's brilliant. Yes, absolutely.
And Bay lights both of those torches and hands one to you.
I hope they're just matches. Like,
Yeah, they're little matches.
you know?
Yeah.
I just make a little cheese seal so light can't get through either. Like, they don't know.
Yeah, they're strike anywhere matches. So like Bay like uses the floor of where we're at to like light it, and yeah. Do we gotta roll to melt?
That was a
No, I will let you.
That's a
Like I said,
scary
I'll let you
dungeon
have that
master
too. That's very logical. It's very hard to screw up melting something. You're holding a fire to it and hoping for the best. I mean, unless the Parmesan is particularly like, hey, this isn't hot enough, you know. So you successfully block off the tunnel, which leaves you in the cheese storehouse, and you still have a wheel of Fontina that you need to acquire.
all right. Crisis averted.
Okay, so the rats are probably going to be held up. And when melted Parmesan cools, I guess, it hardens up and creates like a crust, so that'll be even harder for them to break through too.
It's the crystals.
It's the crystals.
So
All right. So on to Fontina.
On to Fontina. Fontina. Nope, sorry. You know about tour guides. We got to make as many dumb jokes as possible to keep it entertaining.
No, I appreciate it. Keep workshopping it.
Yeah.
but
Before, is it a bad idea if we like search this room to see if there's anything else we can use, or should we just keep going?
No, you're right. We should definitely see if there's anything in the area, like a loose nail or something.
So you search the room.
Oh, I think the humans use like razor wire on their cheese sometimes. Maybe there's some of that around.
Oh, yeah, and we could put that on my spool of thread too, just in case.
Danger thread.
Danger thread.
Danger thread. So
let's look for weapons
I'm actually-
in case the rats break through.
you guys are gonna search, and I'm gonna do a little roll, and we'll determine what you find. Okay. So this is clearly their mice use this to gather cheese and to prepare cheese for festivals. So you actually do find a set of tools related to carving cheese in a corner that happen to be mouse size. So you have a little length of razor wire, just large enough for a mouse to use to cut cheese. You have it looks like a pickaxe, but it's just like it's like a little toothpick with a little blade attached to it to help cut cheese, to slice it, something like Parmesan where you can like slice off things of it, and a length of cloth to wrap cheese just large enough for a mouse to use. So, and you know that like these are just a few tools that you would use if you're working in the cave. The larger wheels, the wheels that are used for festivals, are given to basically cheese artisans that will turn it into something lovely for the festival themselves. And that's a whole different, that's a guild. That's far away from this cheesecake. So
Okay, so you wanted the razor wire. Can I take the cloth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Add cheesecloth to inventory.
just as you reach up for the cheesecloth, you hear a voice behind you. I found you. You thought you were being clever, but we left someone here just in case. And the shadow of a large rat 2 times your size appears behind the both of you.
Well, snacks.
Have I managed to get the cheesecloth, or am I?
You grabbed the
clothless?
cheesecloth. Like
Yes.
it was one of those moments where you're like, you grab the cheesecloth, you're excited about this cheesecloth, and then shadow, ominous words. Oh no.
It's rat time.
I mean, you have your backs facing the shadow of the rat, so. What do you do?
It's rat time.
You know, this cheese isn't yours, right? And I'm just gonna turn and look up at him. My little tiny mouse face.
Just looking up at him. This rat is a dusky gray color. He looks older and gruff. He's got a patch over one eye. And he's got a scar running across that eye. Like maybe he got into it with a cat at some point and lost that eye in a fight. And
Couldn't be me.
and he's wearing like a leather jerkin and has menace. It is a needle, but where yours is more of a hat, like a millinery needle, where it's very fine and it's very, it'll do the job. It's very sharp, but it's very fine. It's meant for a particular kind of work.
Mhm.
His is more of a leather needle. It's got a crooked shape to it, almost like a fish hook. And it's meant for spearing things, making shish kebab, if you will, and going through tough materials. It's
So
pretty
you didn't
scary.
have that needle. You didn't have that needle when you got the eye patch.
The rat glares and says, "You don't need to know anything about me." And he reaches out to grab you by the collar of your shirt.
Can I swerve?
I believe you can. I'm trying to see if you have to roll about it. Because I think if it's logical and makes sense, you don't have to roll about it. If it doesn't, you do. So, because I don't think there's initiative rolling in Mausritter. When you have to figure out rules.
I think you can, surprise.
Yes, so if you attack
But-
unsuspecting foes, you're allowed to start at the beginning of the initiative order. But yes, okay, so yeah, you do, both of you make dex saves because we are officially in combat with this dude.
Again, if I were playing D&D, these rolls would be sick.
Right?
You'd be kicking it. But yeah, again, I kind of love that about Mausritter though, because it flips your concept of what good rolls are.
Yeah.
So you failed, I'm presuming. You rolled high.
I rolled an 18 on 8.
I got a
okay.
15 on 9.
Cool. So both of you fail. You get grabbed by the collar. Actually, should I roll? I don't. All right. You get grabbed by the collar. That's what he was trying to do. And he's like, "We'll just see what the others want to do with you." And he starts, and he brandishes his curved needle at you, Bay, and says, "You should come along quietly, if I were you."
Hey man, I don't know what your quarrel is. We're just mice. We were just sent here to try to get the cheese for the festival. We're not here to steal it or anything. We're just trying to help.
This was your cheese. It's our cheese now.
Think
You
of the
don't
kids.
need all this for your festival.
But think of the kids.
What do a bunch of mice mean to some rats? And he
Aren't we all
he brandishes the needle at you, indicating that you should move.
okay?
And so
Yeah,
he's taking you both to the center of the chamber. And as you're walking, Jasper, you can smell it, the Fontina.
I'm gonna just start swinging at him, in an attempt to get him to try to restrain me.
Okay,
Bring me
Okay.
closer to you.
cool. So so your attacks in Mausritter always hit. So I want you to. I'm gonna say that this attack is impaired though, because he is holding you by the collar, so it's gonna make it harder for you to actually land a blow. So I'm gonna ask you to roll a d4 for damage.
Okay. How dare you not think of the children? That's a 4.
Oh my god. So you get him you get him in the elbow, and he's like, and right in the funny bone, and he's like, he actually like lets you go out of reflex because it's your funny bone and it's tingly. So, and he's like, why you? And he gets ready to come at you with his blade. So
can I hold on to his arm like a jungle gym?
Let me see something, because I have to grab his stat block, because he has to roll something. He has to roll a dex about it, I believe. Okay, cool.
So I rolled the reckless trait.
All right, so he failed. He definitely wasn't able to get out of the way of you hitting his funny bone, which, for the purposes of this game, because I'm the DM, mice have funny bones. Get over it. Die mad. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so, and then you are trying to do what now? What was the second thing you're trying to do?
I'm trying to, like, hold on to his arm, because, like, he dropped me, but I want to, like, get onto his back.
Okay, so you're trying to like grab onto his back. So we're gonna do a dex contest. So I want you to roll dex, and I'll roll dex, and whoever fails it, whoever rolls higher. Higher. That's it. In quotes.
2 on 9.
Okay, so I also got a 2. So you guys are even, like, you guys ended up evenly matched. So I think that what happens here is you try to grab him and you end up hanging onto his arm instead of actually getting onto his back. And he tries to shake you off. So you're just doing one of these as he tries to shake you off. And he's like, get off of me! And right about this time is where we're going to take a little break. So refill your drink, grab a snack, and we'll see you in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long our break is this time for this little shortened game. But yeah, we'll see you then. Bye. Alrighty, folks, and we are back with our session of Mausritter. Currently, we find our wonderful little small mouse Jasper hanging on for dear life as the giant rat he's fighting tries to swing him off his arm, while Bay is trying to talk him out of it. Bay, you want to pick up?
Hey, big guy, listen. We're not so different, you and I. Rat and mouse. Big and small. Lumbering and lanky. You know, in our opposites, we have a lot of similarities. So why are you trying to fight us? Why can't we just get along, man?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Anyway, so I want you to roll a will save. It'll be contested. He's going to roll a will save as well.
Okay.
And then we'll see where we end up.
That was a sound.
That was the sound of a failure.
Yeah. 17 out of 9.
Okay, so since you rolled higher, you failed harder. So as you try to talk, as you give this little moving speech about giving peace a chance and being friends with rats, and you find the edge of this leather needle, the sharp pointy tip, pointed underneath your chin, enough that it forces you to lift your chin up a little bit. And he says, "If you keep talking, I'm going to put this through your face. The cheese is ours now, and you mice are going to find somewhere else to live." And he finally shakes you off, Jasper, and you hit a wheel of cheese. And it just so happens that this cheese smells familiar, and it is because it's the very wheel of Fontina that you are looking for.
So just to be clear, you have decided that our cheese is your cheese. And there's nothing we can say or do to stop you. And you're not going to think of the children.
There's nothing you can say or do to stop us. He glares at you, Jasper, while still keeping his needle sword trained on Faye.
All right. And I'm gonna try to walk by him like I've given up.
Like you've given up? Okay. All right. And are you going to do anything while you're walking by him?
I'm just gonna hold up my hands and my harmless little cloth.
He glares at you and says, "That's more like it."
And when I get behind him, I'm going to launch myself at his neck and put the cloth around his face so that he cannot see.
Okay, so this is a complex action.
Oh my god!
I will give you that I will say because you were Let's do this. So what I would like you to do is, I'm going to give you the jump on his back because you got behind him. And what I would like you to do is roll a dex to see if you manage to wrap the cloth around his neck.
All right. These dice don't. I did swap out during the break my dice for this set that exclusively rolls high and low. For something like 5 years, it rolls more nat 20s and nat 1s than any other set we own.
Oh god, that's great.
Natural 1.
Amazing. So you succeed. You wrap the bandana around the rat's neck. And he can't even he manages to let out a it's not a yelp, but it's a yell of frustration. And it's enough and you know that this was loud. This echoes to the cave. This was not something that's going to go unnoticed. Just FYI. But you do get the cloth around his neck, and he, like, this is where things can get sticky because his needle sword was underneath Faye's chin. You forced him backwards when you pulled on the cloth. I'm gonna need Bay to make a dex to avoid that the tip of the sword actually going through your face. And I'm actually gonna roll dex for him too.
Can I like pull it up to blind his other eye?
Well,
you can't see. You can't hit my friends.
No. I think that would actually make it worse, not better, because he's already like been surprised. So that's the whole thing, is that it's a jerky movement. What'd you roll, Bae?
I rolled a 2 on 8.
Great, so you succeeded, which is wonderful because he failed. So that needle sword that deadly needle sword comes up to try to hit you, and at the last possible second, you manage to get your face out of the way. It literally clips one of your whiskers on its way, like as it jerked forward.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
And currently now, Jasper and this big eye patch rat, who hasn't given you his name because no one's asked, which is fine, is struggling. He's trying to reach behind himself to try and grab at you, Jasper. And I'm gonna roll for that. He grabs you.
No.
He grabs you by the collar and tries to pull you off. So I'll let you roll a dex to see if you are able to hang on, or if he's able to beat you.
If I'm not able to hang on, can I still try to chomp him on my way out?
I'll have to ask you to roll another dex. I'll allow it, but you'll have to roll another dex.
That's a 2.
So you succeeded, and you managed to hang on. So he tries to pull you off, and he can't. He meets resistance. So...
Bet you didn't expect me.
And all right, so currently what we see is you're wrestling the eye patch rat. Bay has narrowly avoided getting skewered. The Wheel of Fontina is behind you, and the door opens and another rat comes in. I heard some stuff. Oh no. And he runs he runs at you, Bay, because he sees that.
Oh, God. Bay is probably still feeling like adrenaline from almost getting poked. So Bay is going to take their little dagger and oh, you know what? Crawl on top of like this. I'm sure the like cheese is on like shelves or whatever.
It's organized. It's very organized.
Mm-hmm. Bay is going to climb up to the top shelf of cheese and try to time it to like collapse the shelf of cheese on the rat if the rat tries to come up.
Okay, this is a complex setup for a thing, so I am gonna say that this is gonna take you more than one round to set up. So you're gonna roll two. So you're gonna roll twice for me. One is going to be a dex, the other is gonna be a strength, because you need to know. We need to know if you're strong enough to do this, and if you have the dexterity to do this as well.
So I rolled a nat 1, thank God, on this strength.
Okay, great. So you succeed. You're strong enough to make this, to kind of fashion this trap.
And a 7 on 8 for this dexterity.
Just underneath. So you just succeed. Yeah. You just managed to fashion this trap. So I'm gonna say like that, because that's your action. You're gonna set off the trap next turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when you'll be able to set off the trap, and we'll do. I don't because you've already successfully put it together. I'm not gonna say that you need to roll to successfully set it off. We'll just determine what happens. Alrighty. So the other rat comes in, sees you climbing on the shelf. He takes out a little. It's the equivalent of a crossbow, but it's like basically like two little. It's like wood, but instead of like for the bolt, it's like the head of a needle, like another broken needle that's sort of been fashioned into a crossbow bolt, and the the band is like is a string. I'd say it's a rubber band, but this is. Do rubber bands exist in fantasy Mouseland?
They do if you say so.
I was thinking this was like the borrowers. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, okay,
like
cool. So it's a little rubber
world.
band. We're gonna say it's a rubber band. Rubber comes from trees. Somebody made rubber bands. Woo! Yay! They just, minus the plastic polymers. But so cool. And so it's a little strand of rubber, and they pull back and fire at you, Bay. While you're just as you finish building your rig, and I'm going to roll, see if they hit. Ooh, okay. So give me one moment. I actually have to roll damage. Eesh. They definitely hit you. We're just determining how bad do they hit you. Bay.
Dang. It's not great.
Oh, just as a reminder, as I read the combat rules, you can move up to 12 inches and perform an action. So, yeah. We're going to call what you did, Bay, a risky gambit.
Okay.
Which, the cool thing about a risky gambit is that it enhances your attacks. So when you go to roll for your attack, instead of rolling your normal damage die, you'll roll a d12.
Oh, great. Okay.
To the maker of Mausritter, I hope you don't mind all the creative liberties we're taking. And so let me see here. There should be crossbow. Hey, there we go. So you got a little sling crossbow. It doesn't tell me how much damage it does.
It's probably a light ranged, right?
Yeah, well, there's two. There's
Yeah.
light ranged and heavy ranged. This one's going to be light ranged.
Okay, great.
So. And it's mouse rat size, so.
Yeah.
It shows me how much it costs, which is great. I appreciate it, but I need to know what damage it does. I'm going to say roll a d6 for it.
Yeah, light range looks like a d6.
Yeah.
Great. I was right. Cool. So the bad news is it does hit you, Faye. The good news is that it doesn't. That instead of it basically grazes you, so you now have a surface level cut in your shoulder,
Okay.
and the crossbow bolt is stuck in the cave wall. A poor little mushroom has been impaled upon this crossbow, but you're fine.
Okay. So I don't take any damage.
You took you only take 1 point of damage.
Okay. And
There
then
was 1 point of
okay. And so let me just make sure that I understood how HP worked. So I take 1 point of damage. However,
damage affects your hit stuff first, your HP first. Once you're out of your it's not hit points. I keep wanting to say hit points, but it's referred to as something else. It's
like hit protection.
Yeah, hit protection. So yeah, once that's used up, now we get into your strength. Once you're out of strength, you're dead.
Great.
Just so you know. Yeah, there it is. It's a hit protection. So once your hit protection is depleted, your damage gets dealt to your strength score, and then you have to make now if you've depleted it, once you start to take damage, you're gonna have to roll a strength save, which basically means you're now risking being incapacitated.
Okay.
So
I think if you run out of strength, you just straight up die.
yeah, if you run out, you just die. But like while you're taking damage, like to your strength, you have to keep rolling to see if you can continue to fight.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mausritter, yay! All right, so, but the good news is that's that rat's action. The other rat, once again, I want to roll a contested. This time it's going to be contested strength to see if you can hang on, Jasper, and if the rat's going to be able to help you.
All right. It's a 9 on a 12.
Okay. He also succeeded. So what's going to happen is you're hanging on so hard you actually rip off part of his jerkin as he pulls you off of him, and he's going to throw you. I'm going to do quick roll. All right, he succeeded again, so he manages to throw you and you get yeeted.
Can I try and like tumble safely?
Yes. You're going to take, if you don't tumble safely, you're going to take 3 damage. If you do tumble safely, then you're going to take no damage. Do me a favor and roll for Dex.
19.
Cool. So you crash right into a block of cheese. It happens to be Manchego, which is a bit of a hard cheese, and you're going to take 3 points of damage for hitting the cheese. If anyone's ever had Manchego before, that stuff's hard.
Yeah.
It's delicious, though.
Oh yeah, it's tasty as hell, but so hard to cut.
Probably my favorite cheese.
Yes. So good. But anyway.
It's in addition to any charcuterie board.
Yes. So you hit so how are we doing damage wise?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm still in my hit protection, so
great. So you're in your hit protection still.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So you now have 2 rats. The eye patch rat is very upset and is definitely coming for Jasper. The other rat looks like he's about ready to take you on, Bay. However, there is good news here. Actually, let me see. Yep, there is good news here. In the distance, you can hear the rest of the mice. More mice are coming. So you have reinforcements on the way. Fortunately, Grace was able to recruit a few more mice to recruit a band of mice to help you get the cheese, to help you get the cheese, because no one was quite sure what was going on.
All right. Why is it taking them so long?
Oh, but yes. That's pretty much kind of what happened. They figured you guys took way longer than you probably should have to get a wheel of cheese. And Grace was like, "Oh, there's a problem. We gotta grab the guys. Let's go." So that's the good news here. The bad news is that doesn't change the fact that you're facing off with 2 rats. However, Bay, it is your turn. So if you'd like to spring your trap, you can.
I am going to spring my trap.
Okay, great. So do me a favor and roll a d. Which rat are you targeting?
The one that was going after me specifically.
Okay, so
like
that's
the second one that came in.
The second one that came in. So go ahead and roll a d12 for damage.
Oh, that's 9.
Great. So describe to me what happens when this trap is sprung.
So Bay is going to take the opportunity with like the crossbow bolt that plugged itself into the wall, to grab onto that with their little hands, and then use their feet to push over the I'm gonna say this is like just an empty shelf. There's no cheese on it, because we don't want to ruin the cheese. And the shelf is just gonna go fall onto this big rat that's been going after me, and pin the big rat down. Okay. And I'm just dangling there by the crossbow bolt.
So the good news is that you're with your 6 damage that with your 9 damage that you did, you've burned through the rat's HP. You've also burned through some of his strength score, and you've pinned him under the shelf for a turn, but you can see that he still has the capacity to fight, and as soon as he can get that shelf off of him, he's going to. So.
Okay. I am going to... Oh, so my turn is...
Your action was to spring the trap. That's your action.
Okay.
So the only thing you can do now is move.
Yeah, I'm going to drop from the wall there, and then stand on the like fallen shelf to give myself a little bit more like weight on this guy to keep him pinned down more.
Okay. All right, great. And we will roll about that on the rat's turn.
Yeah.
Jasper?
I would like to, if I am anywhere near it, I want to go get the little cheese pickaxe.
Okay. You're still in your hip protection, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're going to use your movement to try to get to the cheese pickaxe. Hold on, let me do a quick, because we don't have a map for Theater of the Minding, so I'm going to see if it's more than 12 inches away. And fortunately, it is not. You can use you can use your movement to get to the pickaxe.
Yeah, I'm going to go get the cheese pickaxe. And I don't know what the rule is about dual wielding. I can't really find it. It just says if you're holding 2 weapons.
Okay. I think it's as many, like, so each weapon is either a single paw or one paw. So if you can hold a weapon in each hand, you can dual wield.
Okay. Yeah,
because of the item cards that you have. So.
Yeah. So I'm holding a needle, and you said the pickaxe was pretty like small, so
it's a stick with a little razor blade attached. So theoretically, it's one of those weapons that you can use 1 or 2 hands to use. But if you wanted to put it in a single paw, you can hold it that way. That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And then I'm just gonna head back to Eye Patch Rat now that he's the main concern. Listen, I've zeroed in on him and he's zeroed in on me. This is a one-on-one man-to-man fight.
This is a battle to the death. To the death! All right, so that's your action and your movement. So let's move into our rat buddy here. Eye Patch Rat, as we'll affectionately call him. And he sees you get the second weapon, and he brandishes his leather needle, and he's like, "Oh, so it's a fight you want?" Brandishes his leather needle and pulls out and brandishes a shield from his back. It's not like, when I say shield, it's like a button. So it's like a little button shield because rodents.
Yes.
So it's a button that's like, it's a bigger button. It's one of those big buttons because it's sized for a rat, obviously, as opposed to a mouse. So he's gonna sword and board you, and he uses his movements to charge at you. And then his action will be to take a swing at you with the leather needle. So we'll do that. Are you going to do anything to avoid it?
I would certainly like to try and dodge it, yeah.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna ask you to roll a dex. Yeah, a dex to dodge or block.
Catch it?
Dodge or block. That's up to you. I just need you to roll for it, so we know if you actually successfully do the thing.
6 on 9.
Okay, great. So you, what would you like to do? Dodge or block it?
I'm gonna catch his sword.
Okay.
Using new weapons.
Your cool little Jasper blocks this needle blade as it gets very close to his eyes, dramatically. And you are essentially, for the purposes of this, I'm going to use some verbiage that we know. You guys are grappled, so you're, for the moment, so when we get back to your turn, you're going to have a little strength contest with this rat. All right. So that brings us to rat number 2. speaking of strength contests, rat number 2, Bay, you're standing on top of him. So on a platform, haha, Bay the Conqueror. So now we're gonna have a little strength contest. He's gonna try to get out from underneath the board. I would like you also to roll strength to see if your weight plus the board hold up.
Please. Christ.
No, you failed.
I rolled 11 on an 8, so it's not bad.
Not
could be
horrible,
worse.
but not great. Because he definitely succeeded. He rolled a 9 on his strength. He does the kind of the Hulk thing where he goes, rah, and you and the shelf go flying. Basically. And he turns around to face you, I believe, and he reloads his crossbow bolt and points it at you. Because his action was to actually get out from underneath that incapacitated state. He's not going to fire you this round, but he's definitely got this like broken needle pointed at you. So, what happened to your torch, by the way? Are you still holding it?
I thought you dropped it before setting up your trap.
Yep, that's exactly
a two-handed job.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
exactly what I did. I
Did
extinguished
you put it
my
out before
torch.
you dropped it?
I think so.
Okay, so you put it out before you dropped it. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, amazing. So that is his turn, and that brings us back to Bay.
Okay, so that was his turn.
You currently have a crossbow aimed at you.
I would say, well, okay. I'm looking at my inventory. I would like to, so I also have a 6-inch pole. I have 3 of them.
Okay. A 6-inch hole?
Pole, like a
Pole. Okay.
Yeah,
Pole.
sorry. I don't say pole like a pole as if that like actually provides any more context, but you know.
Right.
Like a long one of these.
Okay. Gotcha.
Actually, this would probably be a pole for a mouse. Anyway, I would like to take this, it's probably like one of those collapsible ones that we see magicians have. So they probably, like, while they're pinned, like they're under, they take their hand and like position the collapsible pole to spring it open and try to knock the crossbow out of the hand of the rat.
So you're going to use your action to try to jar the crossbow loose, right?
Yeah.
From the scan. Hold on, I'm reading. Attacks always hit. I forgot. Whoops. Okay, so I would like you to roll the damage die for that pole.
Okay, hold on. I think this would be an improvised weapon, technically, so that would be a d6.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, but... Oh, no. Only for that one instance, it was a d12. Okay.
Yes, it's because that was an attack because you were doing a gambit, so it enhanced your attack.
Okay, I rolled a 5.
A 5. Okay, great. So the second rat takes 5 points of damage from the pole hit. It does succeed, so it knocks the crossbow, like it forces him to do this movement, and untrain the crossbow, so you've successfully managed to do that. You've also burned through his HP. So I've got one guy with, and then I've got the other guy with. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah. So that's you. That's your action. That's where we're leaving you. We're gonna move into Jasper. And I believe you got another strength contest. Is that correct?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't intend for Jasper to be an anime protagonist, but here we are.
You're protected by the power of God and anime and mice. Woo! Oh boy. Okay. Go ahead and roll, and let me know what your result was. Okay.
So that's a 16 on 12.
Cool. He rolled a 1, so he is able to break your guard. What do you do?
I try to duck. I got a split second from the catching of it in the first place.
Okay.
Maybe duck and roll.
So because you're trying to duck, I am going to ask you to roll a dex. It's not an attack, so it doesn't auto hit.
Yeah.
And it's not his turn yet.
1.
You what? Failed by 1?
9.
Oh no! So you are basically you're unable to evade him powering through your guard. I have to roll for damage. But I think since he's not attacking you with a weapon, he's just breaking through your guard. To roll a d6 about it. Okay. So he just broke through your guard, he didn't attack you, which means you only took 1 point of damage.
Okay, I'm still technically in HP.
Yay! All right, and then now that so your action was to dodge, you have movement, and I don't believe they do opportunity attacks in this game, so you can move away without this guy trying to get a hit on you, at least this turn.
I am going to do that. I'm going to try and find cover somewhere.
Okay, so you're going to try to skedoodle. All right.
Yeah, if I could hide behind a wheel of cheese or something.
Let me roll about that and see how close a wheel of cheese is to you. All right. So the wheel of cheese is just close enough. The wheel of Fontina, funnily enough.
Yep. You ever just have the battle around MacGuffin? Yeah, I think.
Always.
Just hate it when that happens. All right.
Maybe this is D&D.
Huh? It's... Oh, God. Okay, so... As you duck behind the wheel of Fontina, you hear the rousing yells of mice, of the rest of the mice, pitchforks and torches in hand, as they charge into the cave and come upon the rats who were searching for the other rats, not these two, that were searching for you, and the battle begins. So those you are not going to be encountering the rest of the rats. They're otherwise tied up with townsfolk who are like, get away from our cheese, and fighting for the good of their cheese. And now that leaves, so that's these two continue to fight you. It's back to the eye patch bro's turn, and he breaks your guard, and you run away. And furious, he comes towards you. And takes an angry swipe at you behind the wheel of cheese. And since attacks always hit, he does hit, but he hits the wheel of cheese right next to your head. Oh. So, and that leather needle goes right through it like a knife through butter. It's a little bit scary how sharp that leather needle actually is.
The artisans are going to have to cut around that.
Did you really say something? I give your foot. Oh my god. Okay.
Just really, really quietly, yeah.
And that's his turn because that's all he's got. That was his action. And
he's not a smart boy.
Alrighty. And that brings us to the other rat, the one who you managed to knock the crossbow bolts away from Bay. Mm-hmm. And he's also angry as well with you, and he shoves the crossbow bolt down, and he's like, that's all right, I can take you with my bare hands. And he brings his hands up and tries to grab at you. He tries to grab at you. Since attacks always hit, he definitely grabs you by the shoulder, when you grab someone by the shoulders or the collar. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much how he grabs you.
Hey man, not great. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
Oh, dang, all of my cleverness out the window.
Well, you're physically being grappled, so there's like, what are you? So,
hey, I think you should be less concerned about what's in your hands and more focused on your feet.
And I want to see if I can use my 6-inch pole to knock his feet from underneath him.
well, since his action was to grab you, we are in your turn. So go ahead and roll damage for the pole. Attacks always hit. I love this. It makes it so easy.
Okay, that's a 1.
Wait, you succeeded then, right?
Oh, well, you said
Oh, no, wait,
roll-
that's damage. Sorry, it was
Yeah.
damage. So you only rolled a 1. So you mildly inconvenienced him. Good job.
Yay! That's my goal.
You see him flinch and twitch a little bit, but it doesn't make him release his grip on you. Instead, it kind of gets tighter, and you. I actually should have probably rolled for damage for that. So, oh no! Why did you do that? So it's 6 points of damage, homie.
Oh, on me?
Yeah, on you. Like as he squeezes your shoulders.
Okay, so okay, so that's cleared all of my HP. And I have 5 strength now.
Cool.
Oh.
So your next turn, you're gonna roll. You're gonna roll a strength save,
Mhm.
and we're gonna see if you're able to continue fighting.
Great.
Yes.
Love that.
So that's your. Since you tried to attack him with your pole, that's your action.
Mhm.
Jasper, what are you doing?
So as a trap thief, there's something in my inventory that's going to be very, very helpful.
Okay.
I have a little bit of glue.
Okay.
And right where I'm standing, like right behind me, I'm going to just dump the glue on the ground. And I'm going to say,
Okay.
catch me if you can. And I'm
All
going to
right.
dart out, like, into view, but like in the opposite direction, like I'm still running from him.
So your action is to spill the glue. Your movement is to go in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I'm trying to lure him into the glue.
Okay, great. So that's fine. We're not going to make you roll anything about that. I am going to roll for him to see if he falls for it. But because that's it, it's his turn next. And what's his? Oh my god, how smart is this dude?
Hopefully not very.
Hopefully
Okay.
not. He's very strong.
Oh, he failed by 1. So yeah,
Yes.
he gives chase and runs right into the glue. How much damage does it do?
It doesn't. It's just glue.
It's just glue. So he's stuck in place. He can't move. And he like runs into the glue and goes like a fly caught in a trap. And he's trying to wrestle his way out. And he's stuck. So congrats, that worked. That went off. So eye patch guy is temporarily incapacitated, at least until he can break out of the glue. That leaves us with crossbow rat, if you will, who is currently trying to squeeze the life out of you.
That's
Bay.
not great.
So he.
I'm coming.
It's
Slowly.
It's his turn. So he's gonna shake you a little bit, and he's gonna say, "You might think you're so smart with all this cheese, withholding it. It's ours now." And which is funny to say considering the sounds of battle happening outside of these chamber walls. But yeah, so and as he shakes you, he kind of brings his grip. He just, that's his action, is to like just shake you and kind of monologue a little bit. It's still gonna do damage, but hopefully not as much. Yeah, you take three more points of damage. So from the squeeze, like, are you dead? Don't tell me you're dead. I'm gonna be so sad.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. But I'm close.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait, can I like activate a pip to like refill, right?
Well, a pip is money. So yeah, that's currency. So, but I would, so what I would like you to do, since it's now your turn, is roll a strength save. We're gonna see if you're able to continue fighting.
Give me a nat 1, please. Give me a nat 1, please. That's all I can. That's literally it.
Like,
well, shit. I rolled a nat 20.
Of course, it's like. So, you lose consciousness. You're incapacitated.
Great.
You're incapacitated. Jasper, it's all you.
Oh no.
Vay's incapacitated. We'll have you roll another strength save at the top of the round to see if you were able to, like, come back. Vay. So.
All right.
I am going to roll something here as well.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Amazing. But yes. Go ahead, Jasper.
I'm gonna get on this rat thing that my friend is being, shaken to death. And I have had this other guy on my tail for a very long time, so...
well, that guy's stuck in glue. The guy that's on you is stuck in glue at the moment.
So let's kneecap the other one. Okay. I'm going for the knees because I am short.
Attacks always hit, so go ahead and roll for damage.
And I've got 2 weapons now.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for each weapon.
Okay, 9 points.
9 points. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
6 and
all
3.
right. Nice. So, and that's crossbow guy.
Wow.
Amazing. And I'm going to say that again because I need to annoy our TV with how often I say that word. Anyway. So, but no, that's great. So, what's gonna? This is how this plays out. You brandish your little millinery needle. It may not be a leather needle, but gosh darn it, you're gonna use it to the best of its ability. And then you have your razor pickaxe in the other side, in the other hand, and you're like, I'm gonna make this work. And you stab through one knee and slice through the other, and essentially kneecap this rat. He instantly drops Bay and falls to the and falls over because he can't use those legs anymore.
What a rush.
So I love that. That was perfect. What a great button. And that's your turn. So and now the glue, we're back to Eye Patch Guy's turn, but before we get into his turn, I rolled a luck roll for you guys, and you happen to roll the highest, which is a 6. So just as the other rat is breaking free from the glue, and you find yourselves having to square up again with an unconscious Bay and a barely alive Jasper, the rest of the mice break through the door of the cheese chamber. It's weird to say cheese chamber, but okay. And they have defeated the remaining rats, and they surround and attack the eye patch rat. They don't kill him, they bind him to find out, because they need somebody for information as to why this happened. Mm-hmm. But you guys are essentially out of combat now. You've been saved. One of the mice immediately, Grace, your friend Grace, runs to tend to Bay, and she kind of slaps you back into consciousness a little bit, and starts she gets to work kind of giving you first aid so you don't bleed out. You're just checking to see what's broken, whatever, and then does something similar to you, Jasper. So congratulations. You've managed to survive, barely. Mausritter.
Yeah, cozy games.
Cozy games.
That might have been the coziest little combat I've ever had, frankly.
I mean, it was very secret. It was Secret of Nim. I love it. So what are you guys doing now that you're being patched up and everything's going on? That's all you.
I have an emergency cheese stash from the trap that I stole from.
Okay.
And I'm eating my little tiny nugget of cheese from my bag, and I guess this needle is good for more than just grabbing cheese out of traps.
It's
its main purpose.
It's still bloody. It still has like rat blood on it.
Would you say that you cheese in the trap?
You know, I think I would say that I cheese in the trap.
Grace rolls her eyes.
Safe.
Rats ain't shit, and they ain't
Yeah.
say nothing. Sorry.
This is
The one
amazing.
who died.
Yeah.
Almost died. Almost.
Listen, that was Cass. Okay, Jasper deeply respects that kind of attitude. He's like, yeah, you're right. Rats ain't shit.
So, you have managed to save the Wheel of Fontina, and keep it from the rats, as well as the rest of the cheese chamber. As it turns out, a gang of rats called the Dead Rats, who are notorious thieves and tricksters who like to set traps, had claimed this cheese chamber for themselves and were planning on holding it hostage and levying, basically holding it for ransom, levying ransom from the mouse community. Your little mouse community of Roquefort, because I needed another cheese. But the town of, between you two and Grace and the town of Roquefort, you managed to protect your cheese successfully. And the rats are unceremoniously thrown out. And you find yourselves at the festival, each with a big slice of Fontina cheese in front of you as well, and you also were rewarded with 20 pips each
Yay!
from the city as a reward for braving the rats by yourselves.
Aww.
So this is where you're now enjoying your Fontina cheese. You have a few moments to yourself. Since this is a one shot, we don't have to worry about lasting damage. I mean, you might, if you want scars, you can have them, but for all intents and purposes, you are fully healed. You're back up to full health and all that good stuff. Which is,
Yay.
I will say, that's not part of the rules of that. That's me making a ruling as a DM. So if you want rules on like lasting damage and all of that, please refer to the Mausritter rules, so I don't get yelled at
I mean,
later.
it's been a few days. I think we get like hit dice.
If you rest for a
Yeah.
specific period of time, yes,
Yeah.
you can actually get all your health back. But the way they measure it is in watches, and I think each watch is like 12 hours, something like that. So, and if
It's
if
really
it's been,
interesting.
if you're at the festival, it's been 3 days, so presumably you're back up to full, provided that no other rats have come. So, but I would say no. You guys are fine.
Yay!
So, yes, you find yourself at the festival to have fun, have a little role play fun,
Well, I'm glad they were able to carve around that slice that we accidentally made. Well, okay, I didn't make it, but
You didn't make it. I
somebody
didn't
made
make it. No, I'm just glad that they were able to convince the rats to be in the dunk tank.
Looking over at the very tied up rats. Yes, they are very persuasive.
And like the dunk tank, I would like to think is like old, like kind of liquidy brie that no one wants to be in.
So they're stuck in, oh my god, in soft cheese.
But
Amazing.
not hot brie. Like it was hot, and then they let it cool so you don't get like burned.
It's sticky cheese, so it's
It's
never
just
getting out of their
sticky.
fur. Amazing.
Remember what we were saying about sticky cheese?
Mm-hmm. You don't
It
want to be
gets
caught in
everywhere.
it.
You can't stab it.
You can't
Really,
put it in a
brie
harness.
Brie traps are a nightmare. Like I'll show you sometime. That's like advanced mode. Camembert, don't even start me. That stuff
Yeah,
melts at the touch of a finger.
absolutely.
So, and at that moment, Grace comes up and pours a little. You have little like instead of tankards, you have thimbles
Yes.
filled with liquids. Like so these are little sewing thimbles, and she comes in, fills it with a spiced apple tea for both of you to enjoy with your cheese. And she says, "Thank you so much for finding out what happened with Fontina. I'm so sorry to have put you in that much danger. I really thought it was just, a bug or something a little more innocuous.
No, thank you. You guys came in right at the crux of battle. It was very dramatic, but in a good way.
But that was my inner above the table. Vivian's going, yes, that's what happens when you're protected by the power of God in anime. Full armor. But Grace actually says to you, "Oh well, it was nothing really. I rallied the town when I realized you hadn't been back for a couple of hours. It shouldn't have taken that long to find a wheel of cheese."
It doesn't take that long. We didn't take that long to find the cheese. It was securing it that became the problem.
I am sorry about the Parmesan.
Oh, well, Parmesan tastes a bit better melted and aged anyway. It'll be fine.
Okay.
But you, miss, and she motions to Bay, we should really teach you how to defend yourself. That was... You almost bit it. You almost bit the bullet there.
Yeah, he really turned me into some Swiss there by the end of it, but it's fine, everyone stumbles sometimes, and I'm just so glad to you and your team for helping me get revived so that I can enjoy the festival with everyone.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us too, and that we were able to recover. That your wounds weren't as bad as they appeared. Although you did take some severe damage to your collarbone there.
Well, that's nothing time and a little bit of grit and maybe a little bit of extra cheese can't fix.
And she, with that, when you say that, she slices you another helping of Fontina and puts it on your plate. Well, eat up then, and she walks away.
I am sorry I didn't get to you as quickly as I wanted to. There was a lot happening, but I was gonna come save you earlier, and then the guy found me because I talked, and that worked out. But I'm still sorry I antagonized him.
No, it's so okay, Jasper. You didn't mean anything. I mean, we got it. We were able to protect the cheese, and that's all that matters. Because we got the cheese through the power of friendship.
Through the power of friendship and falling cheese cabinets.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. And with that, the music picks up, and you find yourselves enjoying a lovely seasonal festival with bellies full of Fontina and mugs full of spiced apple tea. And that wraps up our mini playthrough of Mausritter. I hope you enjoyed it. Special thank you to our guests, Amber and Cass. Thank you for joining us at the Pocket Dragon for this little test play. I know that we didn't follow the rules perfectly, but I hope that we made you interested in playing this game. Who doesn't love being a little mouse? A little mouse knight, because that's what Mausritter means. It means mouse knight. And I do hope that you give this game a shot, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much.